She was a 29-year-old mother of four, rebuilding her life back piece by piece. She posted mom updates, food reviews, and outfit reveals. She was healing. She was finding herself again. But behind the smiles and social media posts, Savannah Kulla was being hunted by the man that she once loved. A man with a violent past, firearms charges, and a pattern of obsession who should have never been free. What happened to Savannah isn't just a tragedy. It's failure of the system to protect victims from their violent partners. I'm Holly Mae Cormier, author of Memphis, a domestic thriller about love, survival, and violence. On this channel, I talk about true crime, narcissistic abuse, and survivor stories that relate to fiction. I'll never forget how I first heard about Savannah Kulla. It started with an Amber Alert. My phone went off. It said that a 1-year-old child was missing. My daughters noticed too. And we were all just hoping that the baby would be found safe and sound. A few hours later, I saw a Facebook post from a dear friend of mine. She posted a picture of herself with a beautiful young woman and a caption talking about justice and disbelief. I reached out and she told me what happened to Savannah Kulla, her friend. The missing child, the Amber Alert earlier, that was Savannah's baby. Savannah had been shot 6 times in broad daylight at a busy intersection and plaza at Queen Airport in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Now, this plaza I'm very familiar with. I used to shop there and I lived in that area for years. So this one really hit home for me. So later that day, I watched the news, praying that they would find the man responsible. Hours later, they cornered him in Niagara Falls. It ended with standoff with police, and he was shot and killed in Niagara Falls. Was it poetic justice or another failure of the system? I don't know. But I do know that he should never have been free in the first place. Savannah Kulla was just 29 years old, a mother of 4, and by all accounts, a devoted mom and a good friend. She lived in Brampton, Ontario, where she was known for sharing her mom life content, food reviews, outfit reveals, and moments with her kids. You could tell she loved being a mom. And you could tell that she was a devoted mom. But behind the smiles, Savannah was trying to rebuild after leaving a toxic relationship with her youngest child's father, a man named Anthony Deschepper, who was out on bail for a firearms-related charge when Savannah herself was the victim. He should never have had the chance to go near her ever again. Court documents show Deschepper had a violent past. He had been charged with discharging a firearm in a reckless way that endangered Savannah's life and had firearms prohibitions dating back to 2006 and 2019. Despite that, he was released on bail. His trial wasn't even scheduled until next year. Police later admitted that his release posed a significant risk to Savannah, but by then, it was too late. Savannah's mom, Karen, said that Anthony was obsessed with her daughter. He would call her 50, 60 times a day and had even installed hidden cameras to monitor her. She was really trying to end it for good. She told friends that she was done and just wanted to focus on her children. But that weekend, she went to tell him it was over and he didn't take it well. So what about Anthony? What do we know about him? I couldn't find too much about him online. I wasn't able to track down his Facebook account and kind of psychoanalyze him. I only found snippets of TikTok videos that Savannah had posted about him. They look like a young, good-looking couple, and there's very few images of him online. I have seen videos where people are saying you could see the evil in his eyes. There's one video of them online where Savannah is waiting for him to bring her a drink. There's another video that I found. It seems that the two of them are just cooking in the kitchen. They look like a loving young couple. It's just so sad to see these two people who had posted a TikTok together, enjoying family life in the kitchen, cooking a meal together, and it's turned into this. He murdered her in cold blood in broad daylight. He shot her 6 times in a public plaza in broad daylight, leaving her children without their mother. And apparently, where they were in this plaza, it was a custody drop-off situation. She was giving the baby to him so she could pick up her 3 older sons from school. And her mother was quoted saying that he said, "Where's the diaper bag?" He took the baby, put her in his car, and then when Savannah came back with the diaper bag, that's when he pulled out the gun and he shot her. Police issued an Amber Alert for their 1-year-old daughter, who thankfully was found safe. But the killer fled, triggering a province-wide manhunt. Hours later, police found him in Niagara Falls, where he entered a standoff with officers. He was shot and killed on the scene. Some people call it justice. Others say it was too quick, that he deserved to live with what he had done. Either way, it ended without answers, without accountability, and without the chance for Savannah's family to see him face a trial and the rest of his life in prison. Savannah was on her healing journey, something she often shared about online. One of her final posts is something I want to share here with you guys. You can be healing and still be triggered and afraid. Healing isn't perfection, it's small steps and progress towards being you again. Be kind to yourself as you go through the process. She was trying to start over. Proof that even when you do everything right, sometimes the system just doesn't protect you. Signs of a toxic bond. I mean, I think the red flags were all there. Savannah definitely felt his grip was suffocating to her, and she did make the right decision to get away from him. Signs of a toxic bond. If you're in a relationship where your partner calls excessively or demands constant check-ins, tracks your movements or installs cameras, threatens harm if you leave, ignores bail orders or restraining rules, swings from love to rage overnight, isolates you from loved ones. Please don't ignore those signs. That's not love, that's control and obsession disguised as affection. If you or someone you know is in an unsafe relationship, please reach out. You're not alone. Savannah's story isn't just another headline, it's a serious wake-up call. A call for stronger bail reform and tougher consequences for men like Anthony. We need to have better protection for survivors. And it's also a call for survivors to be aware of these red flags before it's too late. I also want to share with you guys, as I end this video, a very hard to watch TikTok that Savannah had posted just a few weeks before her murder. And if you believe in God, in something bigger than ourselves, but it just seems to me that Savannah had felt a pull towards God, almost like she felt like the end was near. This video shows her very emotional. You could see that she's going through an incredibly tough time in her life. Maybe it was feeling guilt or remorse over the breakup. Maybe it was the responsibilities of caring for 4 children and keeping it all together. I mean, mom to mom, we can all understand how difficult it is raising children, especially young children under the age of 10. And I want everyone to watch this video and see what she was going through in the last weeks of her life. If you want to help Savannah and her children, there is a GoFundMe account set up to help raising her 4 children who are now without a mother, and their youngest without a mother or a father. So please check the links in the description. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please give me a like. If you enjoy this content, consider subscribing. Have a wonderful day.